Here are the 5 most important steps of a financial plan that everyone must know, but no one is teaching us about. But if you want to understand it, you'll have to watch it all the way till the end. This is what we call your financial roadmap. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey all along the way from now, today, until age 90 or longer. And we're going to talk about the 5 most important things that you must keep in mind when you're making a financial plan for yourself, right? So, starting now here, you're working on your life and you're building assets, you're saving money, and you're basically enjoying your life as well. But the first milestone in our life is when we are going to stop working, which is in retirement. Usually in Canada, people retire at the age of 65. And the biggest question is that in retirement, because there will be no income, we would need money to take care of us in retirement for as long as we live, right? The question is how much money? The stats in Canada are telling us that in order for anyone to retire today, the person needs around $800,000 to $1.2 million to retire. And this is just, a conservative number, not for a luxury retirement. Okay, now once we know how much money that we need to have saved up, the first step will be for us to start saving money and growing it so that we can reach our goal in retirement. And that is number one in the financial plan, which is retirement savings. All right, now once we have saved this money we can either use for ourselves all along this life until age 85, 90 or longer, however we live, or we can give it away. We can give it away to our spouse or our children as legacy. All right, that's number one. Number two is in our life we have two biggest fears. Number one fear is dying too soon, and all along this journey, the second biggest fear is living too long, because this money, if we don't have enough saved up, we might run out of it. So living too long is also one of our fears. The next thing is, we need to have emergency fund as well. After this, in our life, every now and then, some kind of emergencies come up, right? The car breaks down, there could be flooding in the house, or there's a possibility that we might get laid off or we lose our jobs. In that case, we must have an emergency fund saved for us that we can take care of our bills and expenses in case if our income is impacted temporarily. And over here, that's why number two is emergency fund, which is at least 6 to 12 months of our income should be put aside for any emergencies, good or bad. All right. Number three is one of our main concerns in our life is dying too soon, and eventually we're going to die one day as well in our life, right? So death is our concern, because it is inevitable. It's going to happen one day, but no one has a crystal ball to really tell when this is going to happen. So in case if something happens, God forbid that we die here too soon in our life at a young age, in this case there are a few things we need to always keep in mind. One, our family, our loved ones are dependent on us, so our income for 10 years should come to the family, right? Immediately after our death, because the family would need the money to continue on their path as well, to keep continuing on the goals that we have made for us, for our family, right? With or without us. The second thing is our debt and our mortgages should be paid, so the family who we are leaving behind has a house to live in and not have to worry about paying for those mortgage payments. And the third is if our children are young, then our kids' education should also be taken care of. Right? So that is the concern of dying too soon. But on the other hand, living too long. Now, if we live, let's say we have a long life around age 85 or 90 or however long we live, after our death, there is this thing that we have to make sure that whatever money we have saved up or whatever money we have left in our savings, investments in RSPs or RIFs or any other places, that money will become a part of the estate, right? Our properties, the house we live in, the rental property investments we have made, our stocks, our jewelry, whatever belongs to us, our businesses, all becomes a part of this estate. And now it's quite obvious that most of us or all of us would like our estate, all these assets and savings, to go to our kids. But a lot of us, they don't know that before this money goes into the hands of our kids, we need to this whole process needs to go through a few expenses. Number one is the probate fees. Number two is last income taxes. The dead person has to pay his or her last income tax after death. Then there would be court costs, lawyers, accountants, and creditors. If there is any creditors who we owed money to, they can come and ask money from this estate as well that we are leaving for our kids, right? And this whole process can be a lengthy process. It might take 1 to 3 years, right? Depending on how complex this could be. And in order to have an estate plan, we must also have a will made and a power of attorney, which is called healthcare directives. And also, if you have lots of assets and lots of properties, you should also consider looking into having a trust where you can put your assets into a trust and you can basically distribute your assets and the income from there to your beneficiaries in that way. Okay, and this is what we call proper protection, which is having a life insurance that takes care of your today and your tomorrow as well, right? Because life insurance can be a great asset, right, that can help you protect your estate and the costs involved in transferring this estate to the children. So that's why we always look into having a life insurance that has a combination of temporary insurance plus permanent insurance as well. So you need to have a plan that takes care of both of these things, your today and tomorrow. Next thing in our life is our health, because right now all the money that we are working, that we are earning, the whole income and everything that we are building in our life is dependent on only one variable, and that one variable is our ability to earn an income, right? And we are able to go out and work because we have good health, so that we can go and work and make that money. In case if something happens and our health, we have health concerns or health challenges which impacts our income, and our income stops because of that while we are getting the treatments and everything, or in case we become disabled for any reason, then we want to make sure that our income should not stop. So in that case, having a proper critical illness policy or a disability plan to make sure that we have still money coming in even if we are going through the treatments, that is also very, very important. And then the last step, the fifth step, is, as I already mentioned to you, estate planning, which is a very important part of your financial plan. Now, this is the complete, the most important 5 things that we need to make sure that in case, while we are working in our life and growing our assets and doing our savings, if anything adverse shows up in our life, we have everything taken care of now. Also, I wanted to mention that once we pass away here, right, around age 85, 90, there would be final expenses costs involved as well. In Ontario, the cost of funeral planning and all that is roughly anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000. And we don't want to leave that burden of arranging for that money in the hands of our family or our children. But having a properly designed life insurance policy can take care of this final expenses cost for us as well. So our children can, go through the loss and all, right? The emotional, challenges of losing you as a parent or as a family member, but they don't have to worry about arranging for the money to pay for the final expenses. And this is all that you need to have in mind. Unless you have something more, then we can definitely talk about it. I hope you would agree that these 5 things are so important for every person to know, but it's not being taught in our colleges or schools or universities, and even our employers or even the government is not doing much to educate people about these things. If you are a person who would like to have a properly designed plan and you want to know what is the most suitable and affordable solutions for you to have all these 5 things taken care of in your financial plan, then reach out to me. Just comment the word plan below and I will reach back to you and see how I can help you put a proper plan in place for you.